It's time now to take a look at some of the stories making headlines on our national dailies. Let's get things started with first news. It says insurgency and security, FG complicit, Governor Ortom alleges. Accuses Buhari administration of collaboration with Turkey, Saudi Arabia to aid Fulani militias to take over Nigeria. Terrorists in military uniforms move freely, wield sophisticated weapons in Kaduna, he alleges. Away from first news, Governor Ortom again is here on this day. He says Ortom undecided about support for Atiku. Ortom undecided about support for Atiku. 6 meeting between PDP candidate and Rivers governor. 6 meeting between PDP candidate and Rivers governor. The nation is next ahead 2023 presidential polls. Fayose Ortom rattled PDP. Executive governor insists power must shift. The Benue governor falls Atiku on Wike for attendance at Osun campaign council initiation. And away from the nation, the Guardian gets our focus next. Rumples in PDP over calls for IU's removal. Wike's shabby treatment. I remain PDP's national chairman. IU insists. PDP stakeholders disagree on calls for IU's resignation. We'll get to focus on some of these burning issues as we move on. The Punch is next. Running mate Wike Okowa's calms clash as Ortom Fayose threatened Atiku's bid. Picking Okowa on Democratic, only God can tell me to support Atiku. Ortom says Atiku should reach out to Wike Rivers PDP. It's always interesting to see how politicians always get to call on God during this kind of seasons. And away from Punch, this Nigeria gets our focus next. Ortom Fayose blow hot, Atiku unfair to Wike Rivers governor. Other PDP members deserve explanation on Okowa's choice as running mate, executive governor, Southern presidency, or nothing. And away from this Nigeria, Daily Trust is next. Promotion of Oshibajo, Aisha Buhari's ADCs raises dust. Officers promoted 2 steps ahead of contemporaries. Lopsided promotion, killing discipline, a retired CP says. Writes formal complaints, IGP tells aggrieved officers. And away from the Daily Trust, the blueprint is next. #2022, how NAOCON will complete pilgrims airlift ahead of July 3 deadline. Flight frequency increased, more airtimes deployed. Commission airlift 20,743, tour of operators 4,000. Adamawa, Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Nasarawa, Yobe, 4 others concluded. That's the blueprint. To the Nigerian News Direct, Nigeria to generate 3.8 trillion naira non-oil revenue annually as federal government gives nod to finance boosting reforms. That's the Nigerian News Direct. There also is a splash of other stories on that particular daily. And Business Day is next. Power firms uncertain as new contract starts on July 1. Power firms uncertain as new contract start July 1. That's the Business Day, major story of the Business Day. Away from the Business Day, Daily Monitor is next. It's an international newspaper, precisely Uganda. It says Museveni stops Muhuzi Twitter security post. Museveni stops Muhuzi Twitter security post. Well, that's the major story on the Daily Monitor. Away from that, we have the Gulf News here. A Dubai newspaper says U.S. to set up permanent military base in Poland. U.S. to set up permanent military base in Poland. NATO brands Russia most direct threat to security. NATO brands Russia, most direct threat rather to security. I'm sure that is definitely connected to Russia's aggression or invasion of Ukraine. Well, that's the papers this morning and the major stories on our national dailies. Let's get to make sense of some of these stories here. We can see politics and, of course, the controversies around the PDP, the disputes, so to say, unusual silence of Wike, and then Ortom and Fayose, of course, blowing really very, very hot. Sam, I know that you were trying to expatiate on some of the issues on ground as regards to the PDP just before.
Yes. Before I go that, I think I need to commend the Lagos State Governor for the car gifts he gives to teachers. Sometimes we play down the role of teachers in our environment. Rewarded some teachers. So they are not only going to wait to go to heaven before they can
receive
ride.
the award.
Get the reward.
They're not just going to ride on the chariot of the Lord. They're going to ride on their own chariot here on earth. I think we have to commend the Lagos State for doing that. The governor
And we hope we can see that replicated in other states as well.
We hope so. We hope so. And they are brand new cars, beautiful cars. There was actually a great picture of one of the teachers who knelt before taking the key. I mean, it was as if to say, "Oh God." So
Finally,
come down from heaven.
Exactly. It was manna from heaven.
Manna from heaven.
Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, the issue of Atiku has been very much in discussion in this program over the past month or so because of the way he has taken victory. He has taken victory with a sense of entitled arrogance. That's what it seems, because when you win and you have your opponents who are still who are still bruised, what you need to do is to ensure that you embrace them into your fold. Now, he picks Okowa in a very controversial move, and then he's silent. You have not visited Udom, you have not visited Wike, you have not made public statements to even woo them to your side. You've remained in some kind of awkward cathedral silence to do that. That is not presidential. That's why perhaps Fayose came out and he said, "I insist on Southern presidency." Why won't he say that? His party was bruised in Ekiti for the first time. PDP was not in contention for the big prize in Ekiti. That even another party came second and gave PDP a distance, and they could not even hold a mega rally. He was not there. That's Atiku was not there. Asiwaju was there in Ekiti. And he told the Ekiti people, "Do not disappoint me," And they make jokes about Leye and Milokon and all of that. There was a sense of mini festival.
Yes.
In Ekiti.
Yes.
Then we had the case of Ortom, who says, "You have not come here." So it seems that the party is broken. The party is broken in Edo, where they have parallel elections, parallel primaries. You've not gone there to say, let there be peace. You've not gone to Wike to say, "You're my brother." You've not gone to Udom to say, "We are together." You have a Cross River. Your PDP there is shaky. That's South. In the Southeast, you've not even gone there to say, "We didn't give you anything."
Yes.
Let us talk.
Okay. Let's
The point there is,
conversation.
the reason why is a little dicey for Atiku Abubakar is now that some persons have come out clearly. We are aggrieved because of some of these things. For others, we are not saying yet, but at least there are some of the things you are supposed to do. If Atiku goes now to see Wike, it looks like an afterthought. Remember?
Yeah, I said so, yes.
If he goes to see Fayose now, it looks like an afterthought. If he goes anywhere to see anybody now, it looks like an afterthought. So it's not his initiative anymore. Now, Atiku has to be a little more circumspect, because if you watch states that his party dominates, for instance, in Benue, Benue is the only PDP state in the North Central. If you come to the Southwest, Oyo State is the only PDP state in the Southwest. If you go to the Southeast, that is, looking forward to having some base of voters from, Abia State and Enugu State are the only PDP state in the Southeast. So if you go down south, where it's supposed to originally be the base, in fact, Atiku should have relocated to the south by now. So that he lives there to see how we can gather everybody together. If you saw the candidates that emerged from other political parties after the elections, after the primaries, they went visiting, they went seeing everybody, calling others, come, let us do everything together, and so on. And even in the northeast where he comes from, you see that the APC and the PDP are like 50-50 when it comes to the states that they occupy and they run in the region. So these are things that we feel that because the moment you emerge the presidential candidate of any political party, you are like the father in waiting. You are the leader. Everybody is rallying behind to see how you can be the arrowhead. So we wait to see, except if there's more that we haven't seen, that we wait to see as we get along. Otherwise, I think Atiku's silence is seeming uncomfortable for the party members.
Yes, and we're not even sure if he's in the country just yet. I know that after the primaries, he was filmed in Europe on vacation. As we speak as well, there are also controversies surrounding the national chairman of the party, Senator Yocha Ayu as well, who I understand is also on vacation. So the main opposition party...
Well, several governors were on vacation. We also saw pictures of Governor of Abia State. We saw pictures of other governors also on vacation. So I guess they were, but you can be anywhere and connect with anybody.
Well, it's an interesting conversation to have as always. So we'll see how events get to unfold in the coming weeks as they build up to 2023 presidential elections.